For those who are unaware, Tears of the Kingdom got a new trailer, and it's looking pretty good. With my limited discourse on how the whole Tears of the Kingdom is going down, everybody thought, oh, Breath of the Wild with more DLC, Breath of the Wild expansion. This is very similar to Breath of the Wild. I think this trailer kind of proves this is something more. I was like, oh yeah, let's cook. This is all that we've been cooking within the past, 7 years? I think this trailer is definitely kind of leaning into showing some more new stuff, but not showing too much. See, the reason that in Breath of the Wild especially, they showed off basically every facet of the game for the most part before launch. That was definitely majorly because, a new console is riding on this, and Nintendo was not doing so well the past, 7 years at that point? With this, the Breath of the Wild team proved that, we can make some peak gaming right here. And we're going to do it again. And we're just not going to show you because we all know that we trust the developers. I believe it was Kit and Krista. They have a podcast. They used to work for Nintendo. Now they're just kind of on their own. And they were telling about how with the marketing for the original Breath of the Wild, the marketing guy, Kit, and the developers, they couldn't even agree on what a spoiler was. They were super strict on what a spoiler was. And Kit was kind of there to hey, come on, we gotta sell some units. We gotta sell the new Nintendo Switch. With this, there's not really anything on the line. It's I'm pretty sure if there was a Switch Pro that this would have been bundled with, then they would have already announced it, which is another thing that I'd really like to see. How does this game run? Because there seems to be a lot going on, and the original Breath of the Wild, that only ran at 30 frames per second on Switch. I would really like to know how this is gonna run. Because we all know that this footage is not being taken from an actual Nintendo Switch. I feel like there would be some massive frame drops when you're dropping into the island. Breath of the Wild was a very optimized game. I can't even imagine the optimization that has to take place for Tears of the Kingdom with how many floating islands there are. I think there's underground stuff too. Yeah, by the way, the art book for Tears of the Kingdom was already leaked. So, you can look at that before launch, see what's going to be in there. Now, here's the main thing that many of you are probably still mad about, or you'd say is a turnoff. It would be the $70 price tag. I even made a video on this when we knew, or we had the suspicion of it being a $70 price tag. Definitely, I'm not saying that my video was bad. I'm not denouncing my previous statement. I think everything I said was correct within time. There is some other caveats that I would like to add to my statement, and this is literally just me saying the stage for hey, please don't dunk on me when I maybe eventually get this game and maybe stream it. So we all know that the Nintendo Switch cartridges, after a certain size, they get more expensive than the Blu-ray discs that the Xbox and PlayStation do. And from what I've heard, Tears of the Kingdom will be using the biggest Switch cartridge. This is the biggest Nintendo game in terms of file size. It'll be multiple gigabytes large. I think it'd probably be 2 to 3 times bigger than Breath of the Wild. I don't even remember how big Breath of the Wild is, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be 2 to 3 times bigger in terms of file size. That purely means that Nintendo is going to be taking more of a cost. It's going to eat into the profit margin more if they use these bigger cartridges. And Nintendo is not doing the update, it's put out the game with only half the game on the cartridge, and then the rest will be a day one update. No, they're not doing that. Luck, hopefully good. Basically what I'm getting at is that if I were to buy a physical copy of Tears of the Kingdom, it's going to have all the content in it. That's the point that I'm getting at. It's going to be a big ass Switch cartridge. It's probably going to blow up my Switch. Also, this I'm not saying, Nintendo did it before in the past, therefore it's justified now. But remember, they sold a Game Boy, a remake of a Game Boy game for $60. Link's Awakening remake was sold for $60. I think we all know that Nintendo games are pretty overpriced, but this is Tears of the Kingdom we're talking about. This is peak gaming. It was this is gonna be worth $10 more than Mario Golf. Okay, I could see myself getting over 100 hours in it, and that would be what? Less than $1 per hour? I'm not saying cynically look at the gameplay time, the game time compared with the price, because you'll be imagining a lot of bloat to the games. It's this is bloated exploded to shit. But you know, I still got my money's worth now. There are good things as good short games. Those exist. And frankly, at this point, I'm kind of preferring them because they tend not to waste my time as much. I think really this just comes down to I enjoyed Breath of the Wild and then Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom looking pretty epic. I mean, I also liked Minecraft back in the day. I mean, Minecraft hasn't had a good update in like 4 years, but I liked them back in the day. And this seems to be have a lot of I'm not saying, oh, you can build stuff, therefore it's Minecraft. I mean, you could like make your own vehicles, like your makeshift vehicles. They saw a single Breath of the Wild speedrun and it was like, bro, that flying machine, we gotta put that in the game officially. Oh yeah, I feel like I haven't even talked about the trailer yet because it has Ganondorf. Like it has Ganondorf. I think that's peak gaming already. That it has Ganondorf. Yeah, but definitely tell me what you think about the new Tears of the Kingdom trailer down in the comment section below. And while you're at it, make sure you like, comment, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you can see more of my videos as they come out. But probably not, unless you ring that bell, which even if you do ring the bell, who knows how likely it is YouTube will give you the notifications.